Ron Jones, I'm Dan Johnson. Tell me a little bit about this airplane.
Well, this is the SNS8 Hyperlight, just like the Sorrells designed it in 1982. The difference on this one is it's got a derivative of the half VW engine. And this
Can
one,
I tilt the prop here a little bit?
yeah, the plugs are,
All right.
plug wires are off.
Good. Okay, so we can see it a little better.
And this one, they only made a handful of them back in the mid-90s, but it puts out an honest 47 horsepower.
47. Really?
47.
And four-stroke.
Four-stroke. Burns about 1.5 gallons an hour. It's hard to beat it for economy.
Yeah. Well, and the engines are not particularly expensive to buy either, right?
They're not. They're well reasonable. You can get them for under $4 grand.
$4 grand for an aircraft, a four-stroke.
For a four-stroke.
47 horsepower.
47 horsepower.
Those are some good numbers.
Yeah, and it'll pull this thing along at 85 miles an hour without breaking a sweat. The only drawback is it's a little too heavy to meet Part 103.
Okay, so this is experimental amateur built for this one. And you had the credential from FAA, so that's all good and proper?
Correct.
Okay, great. Tell me about then, as long as it's experimental amateur built, builder's got to build it. What's he doing?
Basically, all he's doing is a lot of assembly, a lot of riveting. We do all the welding for him, all the machining.
Okay.
And it's available in either a full kit, engine, fabric, everything, or we've got 5 sub-kits.
Okay, so you could start with just one part of it, kind of a finance program therefore.
Right, you could start say, with the tail group and then go onto the wings and spiral forward and so on.
And just pay as you go kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, that's cool. How do you support people to do that?
We've got full complement of parts in stock. Every now and then somebody will ask for something that we don't have, and it might take a week or two to get them replacement parts, but normally we're either on the phone or we're available online for replacement, for factory support, technical help.
Okay. And build time for if on this particular one with this engine, so he does have to build it. What are we talking about? What's the work effort?
With this one, with this engine, we've got the stitch covering on this, so a guy with average fabric skills, you could build one in between 350 and 400 hours.
Okay, still not too bad. So you got one that has some different covering to it. Is that right?
We've recently covered one with Vortex. First 10th head. It's real easy to work with. The stuff comes pre-colored. It's super easy to apply. Basically, it's a 2-step process. You got contact cement. You paint your airframe. You paint your fabric. Let it dry. Come back the next day. Lay your fabric on.
So it's not like a big rush to get it done in a certain small time period. In fact, you do want to wait a little bit. Is that it?
Right.
All right. That's kind of cool.
And you just activate the glue with a hot iron. And from there,
that's how it works, huh?
It's
okay.
traditional covering methods, heat shrinking, getting wrinkles out, taping, and that kind of thing.
Sounds like a lot easier than the more conventional process.
It is. It probably take you half the time as a traditional stitch.
And you don't have to paint it.
Right. It comes pre-colored red, blue, yellow, white, silver, and black.
And can you mix those things up as you do it? Okay, so you can make patterns on it?
Right, you can get creative with it.
Well, I would think a lot of people would go for that, except for the ones that are really into the conventional style of doing it.
It's a little pricier than a stitch.
Well, of course, you're having to do less, so it would be more expensive.
But at the end of the day, it's pretty much a wash.
Well, painting is kind of a challenge for a lot of people. It's a sort of art.
Yes.
Some people take it to somebody else to do it. Well, then you got to pay them. And if you do it yourself, you got to have a place and some equipment so you don't endanger yourself. And it's kind of a big deal.
A plane like this, it's real easy to add weight. People like to paint paper, so it keeps spraying. It's nice and lightweight. And with the Zanzatera engine, that's our standard one for the Ultralight. Vortex will keep it illegal, Part 103 Ultralight.
Okay, all right. So with that, because you're not adding the weight of paint then.
Right.
And these aircraft have some history. This is not some fresh out of the box design.
Right. This is actually a 35-year-old design. The SNS8 made its debut here at Oshkosh in 1982.
1982, the same year Part 103 came out.
Right. And
a couple of months after that, actually.
It was the second certified, if you will, Part 103 Ultralight that FAA recognized.
Yeah, that's the exact term there. They recognize it. They didn't certify it.
Certify
it's a little different game that way, but that's cool. Ron, where are you located? And then we'll ask you for a web address after that, but tell us where you are, how long you've been doing it first.
Well, I'm in Southeast Michigan.
Okay.
And I acquired the company, the tooling and manufacturing rights in early 2002.
Where do we find you on the web?
My web address is www.hyperlightaircraft.com.
Okay, that's pretty simple. All right, well, real good. You can find lots more about all kinds of affordable aviation on bydanjohnson.com. Thanks for joining Ron Jones and I here in the ultralight area of AirVenture Oshkosh.